carry now, guys. It's Advorsus. I hate Singe so much, Token. I hate him so much. Alright, so anybody who's just tuning in, this is AD carry analysis. This is Silver 5. Advorsus is the viewer. I just got done with tokens. He did a Gold 5 top lane. The Silver 5 AD carry. And I'm going to try to critique his AD carry other than the obvious things like mechanics. Anything like that. I'm going to try to keep it clean. Guys with their main partners. He already blew his health pot. I didn't watch that. I have to see if he blew his health pot properly. I think he blew his health pot and he blew. Alright, so let's see. Alright, I'm gonna pause it for you guys. Health pots heal 150 damage. And he also has his passive regen. Dropped a health pot when he was about 90 health missing. I'll put that down as the first one. So, minus 90 HP. Close HP pot. That's a pretty big deal in this lane. That's the only sustain he's gonna have because he's got a coin on Thresh. There's no way for him to sustain other than auto attacks. He has the Doran's Blade, and he needs to count on his Doran's Blade to let him sustain up because even his Qs give him 5 health. See, he's gaining health when he's killing these minions. Hopefully he has Feast, which is 3 health every time he kills a minion. And also, hopefully he has defensive masteries with the +2 health per 5. Those are going to be enough to take off that 90 health, especially when you're level 1. You also get a little bit of health when you level. So saving that health potion is a really big one, because that's going to be 150 health that he can't get back. And he overhealed probably close to 100 on that. He really only used... He spent 35 gold and used about 11 gold of that. That makes sense. Yes, it's pretty even. Big thing with low silver elo is people have a hard time farming. So you're gonna see a lot of missed farm, and that's to be expected. He should be hitting that with a... It's to be expected. There's probably not gonna be a lot of trading. Like if you're watching tokens game, there's gonna be a lot more trading than there will be in like Silver 5 game. Gold 5 to trade more. Even though that Wukong wasn't very good, he didn't know how to trade. Token knew how to trade, but he didn't know how to trade to make the person lose. Hard to explain. I'll show it to you. If you look right here. This minion's gonna die. I'm gonna put it in slow-mo. This minion's gonna die next. He's gonna go to last hit this minion right now. He's gonna switch, attack it. That's when you trade. He's gonna go to last hit this one right now. So he missed it, but that's when you trade. He's got 2 auto attacks where he can't attack you back because he's doing CS. Right now you trade. He's attacking. Walk up, you attack him. You're not losing any CS. So that's something that you just kind of have to do. The support has to be trading. And watch. He needs to get this last hit. You trade him freely. That's a good trade. I think he missed that last hit, but this guy's gonna push this. Right now you step up. He's gonna miss this last hit because he's now he last hits. I mean now he trades. So it could be doing a lot more with these trades. This minion's gonna be the next one to die. Right now, that's when you go up. Not only can he not last hit you, I mean not only can he not auto attack you, he can't attack back. So I'm gonna put that down real quick. Just trading. General trading is a skill that you have to learn to get out of silver. Lasting under turret is also a skill you need. Doing pretty good. Should have queued that minion, but he still got it. It's a waste of mana. I'm gonna put that down. W isn't mana efficient, especially at rank 1. I'm gonna have to rewind this. I usually go Q, E, Q, and then I get W at level 4. Watch this. Got a good last hit there. Got a good gank, a good lantern. He takes it. He misses the flay, which is fine. He's got to hit this grip though. Got to hit this grip. Nice, he hits the grip. All right, so that was great. That was a great gank. Overall, good play from both of them. The Thresh missed his flay, but it's still good. Alright, so he's doing good. Got a trade. And this guy's just fucking chilling. He's not even XP range. He's losing a lot here. And this is where you take zoning stance. And if you don't know what zoning stance is, you can't do it under turret, but I'll show you once this. That's just playing way too far back. He needs to get aggressive. Get a little late. That's not up to Advorsus. What you want to do right now? This is tower range, right? This little ring. You want to stand right here and auto attack. This is silver 5 right here. Got it in the title. I don't know if I showed. I think I did the title update to say Advorsus. But anyway, he could be standing here and auto attacking this guy. He has a lot of pressure to last in under turret. So he could take a quarter of his health just trying to get 1 or 2 CS. It's a pretty big deal. If you watch, he's gonna be trying really hard to get these CS. The whole time he's just gonna be CSing. He's gonna be all tied up. Trying to get every last hit, every auto attack animation, he's been trying to get a last hit. Except right now. Now the tower stopped, the pressure is off the lane. Right now, is his ward up? Ward's up, he should be warding this right now. Since this wave is gonna counter push, he wards here right now. Put that down. Just using his ward. Because Morgana's gonna use this, and she's gonna get bush control. So, you want to, when the laner's not there, I'm gonna write this down. When enemy support is B, enemy support goes B. You want to zone the AD carry. Especially under turret. You can poke really well with Ezreal from a safe distance. You have to hit your skill shots, but it's still good. I'm gonna put ward, push with trinket when the turret counter pushes. And what I mean by that, I'll tell you in a second. If you watch, I'm gonna go back 15 seconds and play this again for you. This is the counter push. They had a double wave under turret, and now they're actually pushing back. So they're gonna wipe and reset these creep waves. So they're gonna have a little bit of an advantage. Like the waves are gonna freeze right here, right around here, instead of directly in the center. Right now, you ward in this bush because the waves are gonna reset, and she has bush control. Okay, so he did ward the bush, but he warded right on the edge. So this is kind of, you have to ward. I'm gonna put a little star next to it, but ward mid. Ward middle of the bush, because this ward doesn't display anything over here. So this is dark. Doesn't display anything in this whole area. It only shows like right on the edge. So the small misplay. The E there was a misplay. He took a quarter of his health for nothing. Like, he didn't gain anything on the trade. And he actually hit the minion with the E. The E attacks the nearest target, and he E'd right next to a minion. So it cost him all of his mana. E is the same cost. If you look at the cost here, he's 90 mana, and your Q is 34. So E is the same cost as 3. Almost 3 Mystic Shots. So he could be harassing a lot more effectively, or even farming. He would have got that CS. He would have got that CS. He would have got that CS. That's 3 CS that he could have gotten if he had his Q. It's a small misplay. I'm going to put that down. Because he's AD, so if you look at his scaling, look at the damage on his Q. His Q does 160 damage roughly, 166. And his E does 75. So his Q is doing more than double the damage, has 1/3 the mana cost. So he really needs to be utilizing his Q more. Use the E as utility. Don't use it for damage. You do max E. On his first shot back, let's see. He's got an extra 300 gold. He should be buying a few health pots. Only has 1. A little bit. I mean, that's not a huge misplay, but it depends how he's going to go with his build order. 300 gold isn't not a good idea to come back to lane with 3. He could have bought 4 health pots and a fairy charm, and then he could have built that into a tier, or he could have built he could have almost built a phage off of that. He might have actually been able to see the full gold that he. That's close. That's phage gold. Almost. That's hitting very efficiently. Under turret, that was good. And he's only 2 CS down on Lucian. He's got a good damage build, so good damage boost. Yeah, plus 10 damage, 10% lifesteal. And his Q applies lifesteal too, so he can safely farm back up his health. He should be harassing whenever he can. See the zoning stance? This is what I was talking about. The Morgana knows what she's doing. So he goes up for this last hit, she's gonna try to fuck with him. She's keeping him out of XP range. I'll put it back. But she's taking the offensive stance. And I'm gonna rewind that just to show you real quick what I mean by the zoning stance. If you guys haven't gone into Smash Cat training with me, I just basically show you the basics. He's taking farming stance right now. So there's farming stance, which is back in your own ranged minions. That's right here. There's trading stance, which is up behind your melee minions, but still behind your minions. This is where you trade. You walk up to your minions, you attack them through theirs, and then you back up, and the aggro will reset to their minions. This works for ranged only. Melee, you have to actually get into their creep wave. So this is farming stance. You go up for a last hit, and then you walk away, and then when another last hit's up, you come up. So that way you can't get traded. You can't get all-in. And if somebody does want to all-in you, they're going to tank the whole creep wave. During trading stance, you don't want to all-in, but you want to attack and then retreat back to farming stance. And then during zoning stance, that's what she's doing. Supports are usually the ones who zone, and then AD carry should be in the trading stance during the zoning of the support, just so, like, if you went all in on Morgana, it'd take this guy like 4 seconds to react, so Morgana could be half health by the time actually arranged to fight Ezreal. But if he's standing here, he's only 1 dash away and he can get the AD carry. He should be positioned here, trading stance, farming over here. He's zoning, so this is zoning. You stand behind their ranged minion. You can only do this if you know that there's no risk of dying. Like, he has no risk of dying. The only way he can die is if the jungler comes up. Like, the jungler comes out here. And then he can retreat back, and it's a 2v2. He knows that Thresh just left. There's nothing Advorsus can do. He's going to try to last hit with his Q, but he's getting zoned. This guy's misplaying. Should be up here. This guy's playing perfectly. He's really out-supporting the Thresh. And he's a counter to Thresh as well, so this could be a rough lane. And then he just kind of has to chill and farm. Not much that he can do. She retreats from the zoning stance because he starts to trade with her. Since he's not here to back her up, kind of backs up. He's still in farming stance. See how like passive he's playing? See if he has 15. Alright, Lucian has enough for a BF sword, so that means there's a lot of trouble in the lane. Lucian CS is going to be a lot better. Like, if you notice in lower silver, the CS early game is really, really rough. And then the CS picks up really hard. Because they're just going to try to clear the waves. Like, you'll notice when Lucian comes back, he'll probably start auto-attacking. Like, he'll just auto-attack minion. Which is good for Advorsus, because he's not a very good... Their support's better than their AD carry. And on this team, Advorsus... I mean, I can't really tell yet, but it looks like Advorsus is better than... But he is using a lot of his mana, pretty needlessly. That's the biggest thing. Just mana... Let's see, mana efficiency. The big thing I'll put down for, especially Ezreal, he's an AD caster, he's not really an AD carry. Just should be coming up to help because Thresh could get caught pretty easily. That was a good disengage. Watch this guy, he's gonna auto attack. See, he's auto attacking. He doesn't care, he's gonna auto attack this twice. And he's gonna push this wave by auto attacking over and over. And then that leaves an open free gank for Kha'Zix. And that's really good for the lane. So since the Lucian doesn't know what he's doing, they're gonna be in trouble. So they picked up a double kill. That's just because the Lucian is playing poorly. That whole thing is because Lucian doesn't know how to have lane control. And what I mean by lane control is you want to just last hit super efficiently. Even if, like, right now, say right now, he could do all that damage with one auto attack. He waits until the health bar gets to here. That's what you want to wait for. Health bar wants to get as low as possible, and then you last hit it. And that's lane efficiency. So, since he could last hit it right now with a Q, he doesn't. That means he's efficiently last hitting. I mean, he's not getting all of them, but doing good. He's out CSing the Lucian. He's got 3 assists. Lucian has 0. So he's going to outscale the Lucian and outplaying him right now. He starts auto-attacking though. I mean, like, you're supposed to push when the person leaves, but just in general, it's really good to practice and learn efficiency and CS efficiency. Should cue that one. So the biggest thing for Advorsus, I'm gonna say, is mana management. Bushi. The W. Look at the W. Costs 50 mana, does 70 damage. That's more. It's like You can do almost 2 Mystic shots, and the Mystic shot is now doing triple the damage, more than triple the damage of W. So one Q worth 3 Ws, but the mana cost is half. So really, just using your Q, using W only when you're you use it on allies to get the attack speed steroid. When you're sieging towers, when you're in a team fight, that's the only time you use it, really. Like you want to try to hit an ally and an enemy with it, but you're not using it for damage. 70 damage is less than an auto attack. It scales only with AP. Same thing with his E. They're really not going to be much of it. Like he picked up Sheen. It's better to go first item Phage. I'd say Phage, Sheen, and then Zeal, but it looks like he's gonna go shit. Alright. Kha'Zix is doing really well. I think Kha'Zix might carry this game. 5-2. Yeah, he's gonna. But right now, Advorsus has to recognize that he's gonna get carried this game because he's 0-0-5. Warwick, or I'm not Warwick. Kha'Zix is camping bot, so he's getting really fucking stacked. Now's when you W. You W Kha'Zix. Boom, W, and then you're both attacking faster. You're gonna take this turn. Because your W does buff allies. Gives them the same attack speed there. So if he W'd him, I'll put that down. If he W'd, they would have killed it. Oh, I mean, they got it anyway because he gets so much damage. W on allies for objectives / team fights. And where'd he go? Alright. There's no ward in this bush, so Morgana could take bush control. Thresh just took bush control. Probably gonna ward, yeah. This Morgana's pretty decent. I feel bad for her. She deserves to be higher. You just reward it. Doesn't have any more. Her build's off. I feel like she's not very good at, like she doesn't play support often, but good player. Her build's off, and her AD carry's kind of in the muddy middle. Really, right now they have a lot of sustain. There's no reason to trade unless you're gonna ult. Didn't have to keep that one. Put that under mana management. I mean, I'm gonna put just mana management in general as his most crucial thing to learn, especially on an 80 caster like Ezreal. That was just a misplay by threat. He's He's got all of his cooldowns up, but the only thing he has mana for is. You gotta follow up with a. Be prepping that one. Really needs. I mean, if he's gonna spam spells like this, he needs to start with a tier. That'll be fine, but I wouldn't suggest it. I would say just and using the spells that are doing more damage, like Q. If you look at it right now, Q does what 240 damage, 250 damage, and you also have the Sheen, gonna add like another 75 damage to it. So say it's 325 damage. W does 90. Does so Q is really, you need to utilize your Q. And it costs almost no mana. Watch him shoot a Q and then watch his mana. I think that blue team's gonna win. If he goes late game, then purple team will win. Because the Nocturne's gonna be able to outfight the Kha'Zix. The Kha'Zix is really fucking jacked. He's 6-2 right now. Kha'Zix can kill anyone on their team. In the bot lane, you're looking at, it's pretty much a mirror. 0-0-5, and then 1-2-1. Or 1-2-0, I mean. And if you look at the gold, 4,800, 4,200, so he's got a 600 gold lead, which is pretty nice. That shouldn't have Lantern, though. This Thresh is just face rolling. Doesn't tell me who's pinging first. Hey, Oliver. Alright. Yeah, just CSing, mana management, and taking the proper stance. He's farming stance the whole game. We taking zoning stance before it's gone, but that was only one. Watch how little a Q does. See the E does that much? But the Q, he used the Q and it didn't even... Still using the E. And the W. It's a good ult. It missed the Lucian though. But it's still a good ult. The flash wasn't needed. I'm gonna put summoner spell efficiency. Could have healed the Thresh, but he healed just after the Thresh died. He healed after the Thresh died. Yeah, Lucian outscales Ezreal, but the Lucian's not very good. And Feral Flare definitely... I mean, like, the Nocturne's just farming. But the Kha'Zix is really fed. The Zed is 3-1. Darius does outscale Garen. But Garen is going anti-damage. So it's going to be... Garen's going to be really good against the attack speed Nocturne, who's probably not going to build magic resist since he has a Thorn Mail. Probably not going to build magic resist. But Garen should be able to kill Nocturne. Unless Nocturne picks up magic resist. If he picks up magic resist, then it's going to be pretty much over. But he's probably going to go the generic build and get a... I mean, he rushed fucking Static Shiv, which is... But probably going to go Bork and then go into Aranduin's. Once he gets magic resist, and he's got probably like 40 stacks, which he'll be... They got to end it before then, but Kha'Zix is really good for ending. They are snowballing though. So Kha'Zix takes another kill. Probably gonna get the Nidalee too. He's really low. Fucking Kha'Zix, man. Rolling through shit. He needs to be watching with his ulti. He could have sniped that kill out. He's 0-0-5. And he went for Berserker Greaves. I don't know what he's doing with the longsword. It looks like he might be going for a cutlass. But he should, instead of getting the longsword, he should go for instead of getting the longsword, he should go for attack speed so he can finish the Triforce. If this all hits. It's gonna be close. Oh shit, son! Clip the edge of it. Nice. Good job. The build's not bad. It's just rushed. You got Vamp Scepter, which is good. I mean, that's completely fine. But then you got Sheen. You could have picked up a Phage, I mean. Right now, you want to be Wing. I mean, you did there. Yeah, you did. You want to be Wing on objectives. That was a big one. I'm just going to keep watching. We're at 1930, so if you're already done with the game, it probably won't be too much. Right here. There you go. Noise. Fucking Kha'Zix is going ape shit on them. People forget how strong Kha'Zix is. They discount him now that he's not a Feral Flare jungler. But he was a fucking he was almost one of the top bans. He was one of the top bans, but I mean he was almost top just before the Kassadin nerf. So it was him, it was Vi. Big nerf. He didn't really steal everything. He's just doing a shit ton of damage. Like, honestly, you guys would have lost lane if he didn't gank. He camped bot really hard. You guys would have lost the lane though. The Morgana was outplaying the Thresh. And you were almost at the time, so you didn't have a lot of opportunities to capitalize on the Nidalee's fucking up. She rushed Seraphs and home. She needs to get some armor. She's getting ganked by Kha'Zix and she's going against a Zed. She needs to like fucking rush. She needs to rush. After she gets mana regen, she needs to rush. Seeker's arm guard. The flash hook for the win, girl. The Thresh really isn't very good, but that was a good flash hook. Kha'Zix, no. So you should have ran up there. You would have been able to get him. Big deal. Probably eat a spear. Hit her in the muddy middle. So right here, there's no reason to be up here still. How much gold do you have? You don't have enough. Alright, so now you have enough gold to go home and get your... Oh, nice double kill. You have enough gold to go home and pick up whatever you're buying next. You have a shit ton of gold, so... Unless you're going for... I don't know what item you're building next. I would guess... Just a guess, I would guess, oh... Got a Q you would have sold. I'd guess you're going for Last Whisper. You're going for Last Whisper. You still need 500 gold. And here they're team fighting, so you guys should be both heading up. Are you doing turret? You guys should be heading up here and helping out with this turret. Because you guys can easily push top. Like, you guys are pushing mid, you're going to take it. But, could be team fighting here, and your whole team's getting slaughtered. Like, that would be an easy ace. Now you guys are coming up. You're going to fight 1v1 on this guy. He's already got you to half health. And you got 3 people that you get. But it was just like both of you were there together. I'll put that down, just team fight. Pushed instead of team fight. That's just having map awareness and knowing when your team's gonna win or lose a team. Pushed instead of team fight. That could have swung the game because this Nocturne is gonna be fat as shit in like 10 minutes. If I know the game's not gonna go that long. In 10 minutes this Nocturne's gonna wreck people. Fast forward a little bit, see where it go. The ulted, not bad. Won't get you anything. It's okay to ult because the cooldown reduction. Alright, so it looks like, I don't know, going, okay, so the longsword was just randomly bought a longsword. That's a little bit of a build mistake. Not a huge deal. Yeah. F60. If you didn't buy the longsword, you would have enough for the bloodthirster. I mean, if you sell the longsword. If you bought items for the Trinity Force instead of building, got it just barely enough. Damn, Kazakhs, 13-4, girl. Here's some shit. You guys fucking stacked. Looks like it's in fast forward. Huh. So you're using your W right now. That's where you want a W. You can hit both of them and get crazy attack speed. And you could have saved his life by doing more damage there and giving him the attack speed. And then you guys could have taken a target. He still might have died, but if you used a W on him to speed him up, and then you healed, he probably would have lived. You could have saved. He's the carry, so you have to focus all your efforts. You want to die for him if you can, because fucking he is stacked. When you're on a killing spree now, so maybe not. Yeah, the longsword was for Last Whisper, I was assuming, but you bought it when you still needed a Zeal, and you already had a Phage, so you could have bought a dagger instead. It would have given you a little bit more towards the Trinity Force, other than getting. You didn't have Trinity Force yet. You had Phage, and you had. I think you had Phage and Sheen. Shifting the gold around, you would have had a blood. The big damage spike, like 45, 10, and then that goes up to 70, and then you get the 30 bonus. It goes from 55 up to 100. Pretty big damage boost. It's a free BF sword. Now we're gonna fast forward a little bit, see what happened. Going, shut off your ult down the middle lane. Something that's good with your ult. This is something that I'll just show you real quick. You're about to ult. Alright, so when you're ulting, you're about to ult right now. When you ult, click right here. Like, click right here and then ult to here. Like, click on your minimap, click directly down the middle of the lane, and then right here, hold your mouse and press R if you have smart cast. You should have quick cast everything on. And then it'll cut perfectly down the middle of the lane. And it'll also cut, like, it'll go right through the middle perfectly. And it'll hit her and give you vision if I mean, I don't remember who gives you vision. But watch. When you ult, see, it shoots off on an angle. You hit all those minions, but you're not going to hit anything else. There's no minions alive. But if you waited like one more second, you would have caught this wave. And if you aimed right here, you would have caught both waves. Not that it's a huge deal, but push. All these minions would take that damage. That's not a misplay, but it's just something to get with global skill shots. It's really only for like Ashe and Jinx. I found out that's the best way to do it. So because the trajectory from here, you just shoot it off straight. It's gonna be off by even like a couple degrees, and it's gonna skew it all the way like this. You shoot up here. If you actually aim at the final destination, shoot it, it won't be skewed at all. Small thing. Alright, so he sees the Nocturne. The Nocturne sees you now. The E's a little ballsy, but it's okay. Damn! Alright. That was a chunk. This guy, he needs to build a Randuin's right now. I mean, he should have built a Randuin's instead of the Static Shiv. But I don't know why he rushed that. Should have rushed the Bork and then went Rand. He's just wave clearing. On the next wave, he's not going to have any wave clear. You guys can get a free tower. Right now, you just clear this wave. That's all you have to do. And then when you get up under the turret, be clearing this wave because he's taking away. You guys are going to have to tower dive really hard. Took about half your health for nothing really. Damn, he does so much. 15. So you should be using your W here just to speed him up to get this objective fast. Didn't have any effect, but do what else? Fast forward. Oh, I can't fast forward because it's the end. Okay. You guys end it right here? You must. Do you have enough for Last Whisper? I mean, you guys are doing really well, but next time you get a chance, I know the game's probably over, but I'm gonna go back as soon as... Okay, they surrendered. Alright, that was a good game. You guys did really well. Nice 5-0-14. You did really well. The Kazakhs, you and him did a lot of good teamwork. He should have given you a couple kills, but he's the reason you guys needed to end it before about 40 minutes. Because once it hits 40 minutes, this guy, he was stacking like a motherfucker. What are his stacks right now? 15? 15 stacks at 28 minutes. Some junglers don't even have a Feral Flare at 28 because of the ganks and shit. So, that's a really big deal. That 15 stacks, he did really good there. Okay, Vivek. Don't underestimate the Kazakhs. And this guy had a bad build order. But he was going for the random. Finished out the champions. You were second. You did really good. He came in just for the execute. And, let's see. Taken, he should be up. Yeah. Okay. So, did really well. I have a few notes. That was a much faster game. If you notice the game with Asian, there was a lot more notes. What I have for you right now, and a lot of it was repetitive, so I'll just go over it real quick. I didn't see the first 3 minutes of the game because I was still reviewing with Asian Token, and the biggest thing was at level 1 you took about 90 damage and then you blew your health potion. That was a really big one. I don't know if you had the stream on while you were playing, but you basically wasted your health potion because when you hit level 2 and you last hit a couple minions, you'll be back to full health, no problem. Your trading is decent. You have decent trading, but just you want to be more aggressive because he was a really passive AD carry and he was just trying to farm. And Ezreal can really abuse people if you... When you're trading, try to trade Qs. You were trading with your W, which was only doing like, I think it was doing 50 damage. But it's really not mana efficient, and I don't even get it until level 4. So you got it at level 3, I'm guessing, and you skipped putting 2 points into your Q. I would go, as far as the skill order, I do something like a Q, E, W, Q, R, Q. Something like that. You're trying to get as much in your Q as you can. Do W as utility for attack speed when you're pushing objectives. And also use it during team fights to help get assists. Use it really only if you have full mana. That's the only time you want to use it. It's really not cost effective, especially not at rank 1. And I don't even get level 3. It's not really one of those AD carries where you want to use 3 abilities. The damage boost that you get from your Q is just about the same as the damage that you get from your W, and it's cheaper. So that's a really big one. Skipping the W at level 3. 4. Maximizing your damage as much. At level 3, Ezreal is a beast. Your Q is going to be hitting for 20%. So, really big deal. When the enemy support goes back, you guys really have to zone the AD carry. It was you and Thresh versus Lucian. He was pretty much freely last hitting. You guys didn't really trade him or zone him. Did a little bit, but you guys really have to get aggressive. And I went over zoning a lot, and I'll make a video out of this one too. You can look into it and see it. It's a pretty big deal. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but you can deny him. You can deny him 2 waves. That's gonna be like almost 200 gold. It's a pretty big deal. Your last hitting, you did pretty decent. Let's see, you were at 165 at 28 minutes. That's a little low, but compared to Lucian, he had a little bit more on you, but he was farming more than you. You had a lot more assists because you were getting the kills more. So you had a lot more gold, and focusing really on your last hitting. Last hitting on your turret's actually pretty good for around the silver 5 rank. Not many people are good at last hitting. But just utilizing your Q when you're not going to be able to get an auto attack kill. Like, if there's a ranged minion that it takes 2 auto attacks to kill, you don't have it prepped and the tower's going to hit it, you can pop it with a Q. So say there's 3 ranged minions and you see the turret, you can't tell which one the turret's going to attack. So you can prep whatever one you want. Say you attack the middle one with an auto attack. Prep it. And then the turret attacks the bottom minion. So you can use your Q to last hit the bottom minion, and then when your Q hits that minion, then you can prep the top minion. So both minions that are there have 2 auto attacks already on them. And when the tower hits them, there'll be 1 auto attack from dying, and you can... That's a really good thing with Ezreal, is that he has the flexibility to hit with his Q. And that lets you prep minions. Even if they're not the right minion, you can still last hit effectively. Because if you prep it, and it is the proper one, just prep another one right afterward. So you can keep prepping them until you get the wrong one. And then when you do get the wrong one, you can... So it's really nice on Ezreal. Last hitting under turret's pretty easy. Last hitting in general, since his Q only costs 37 mana, 37, 35. Really good. When you guys pushed up to turret, there was one point, I highlighted it pretty well. There's one point where you guys pushed up to turret, and then they were both there. And then what happened was, they, like right here is their turret, right here's your turret, middle of the lane. This is where the minions meet. But what was happening is you guys were pushing, so the minions were meeting closer and closer to the turret. Their turret killed off all the minions and reset the wave. What happened is the minions met back in the middle of the lane. And then this bush down here, this bush, Morgana took bush control. And you did ward it, but you warded a little bit late. It was kind of risky. You could have got hit by Morgana Q, but she did have bush control at that point. And also, you warded right on the edge of the bush. It doesn't give you vision of... You could be standing anywhere from like halfway of the bush all the way to her tower, and you wouldn't be able to see her. You want to ward kind of in the middle of the bush, but more towards their base than your base, because you can see if their jungler comes into the gank, you can see them sooner. That's one. That's just warding. You did do good though. You did use your ward properly. Just used a little bit late, a little bit too. Pump it towards. Don't use your E to harass. It costs 90 mana. Your Q costs 37, and your Q does like 3 times as much damage. So you can land a Q for 3 E's, costs 1. So you're doing like a 9. When you hit with an E, it costs you 9 times as much as it would to hit with a Q. That makes sense. The value to damage is 9 times less effective with any. But I think that makes sense, and if it doesn't, let me know and I'll kind of clarify it a little bit. I'm gonna go on to the next one. Using your mana efficiently, your last hits, and you did good with farming, but just being a little bit better with farming without using your abilities, and try to trade with auto attacks rather than trying to trade with abilities, because you miss the trade with an ability, you're gonna auto attack. I mean, you're gonna use the ability on a minion, push the wave a little bit. Did really well with lasting efficiently, not auto attacking the lane. Something that Thresh did. That's why they lost the lane. Actually pushed. So you did good with that. I already said use your W on allies for objective. That's pretty much the only time you want to use. Summoner spell efficiency. You and Thresh fought Lucian, Morgana. They all ended Lucian and they killed him. And you saved your heal. Could have possibly saved his life. But you saved your heal and you're kind of just auto-attacking in the background. And you got him to about half health. But then Thresh died and then they all ended you. So you used heal and you flashed after the Thresh was already dead. When you saw the Thresh was going to die, you have to either make the choice, do I want to try to save him with the heal? Or do I want to just disengage and let him die? So if you disengage and let him die, you save your heal and your flash for the next fight. Or if you try to save him, and you just keep pumping out damage, and you kind of move up, a little aggressive, and then you pop your heal. You want them to switch a little bit of damage on. That's just something with more advanced team fighting, is pulling aggro by damage. That's why supports like Annie, I mean Annie has a stun, but supports like Annie and LeBlanc, they work because they do enough damage to force you to kill them. So if there's two people on Leona, Leona takes a third of the damage of the person that will be killing them. That person does twice as much damage as them. So if they focus Leona and you focus them, you'll kill both of them before they kill Leona. Like Leona might die, but you'll get both of them. That's what happens if they focus the support. So you have to really put out that damage. You have to be able to peel off your support by out damaging. Like you have to kill Lucian or he kills your support. Because he's squishier, and your support will hopefully be able to tank the damage it takes for you to shit out of him. And oh, that's fine, Boogie. I'm gonna do these more often. I was just doing it tonight. I was gonna do them in between ranked, but I don't. Unfortunately, there's something fine right now, and it's kind of just grouping together spells. I can get you in some other. Then the only thing else that's on my list is you pushed instead of team fighting. You and Thresh went mid, and you pushed the turret, and then your teammates kind of got aggressive and they fought 3v4 in the jungle, but it was right next to you guys. So, like you had your ulti up, you had a couple other abilities ready to go, and you and Thresh both resisted the team fight to take the turret. You did get the turret, but when you went on the team fight, nothing really happened because teammates were already. It was a 3v4 fight. You could have turned it into a 5v4. You could have turned it, got an ace, taken the tower, taken the next tower, taken inhibitor, fallen back, taken Baron. Ended the game right around 20 minutes rather than 20. They could have won that late game, and you guys could have really punched in it. But that was you and Thresh both, so I mean, I'm sure if he left, you would have left with him. But it's really who's gonna go. And if you pinged him, if you left, took initiative, and you left to go team fight, and you pinged him, and he stayed, he'll feel guilty about it, like it's his fault, you know? But if you guys both stay there, it's kind of like the bystander effect. Like, well, Thresh was there, I mean, I didn't want to go to the team fight alone, I would have died. And Thresh is like, well, I didn't want to go alone, I don't do any damage. So if you guys both went together, done something, possibly. And you guys could have gotten aced, and maybe not even got the tower, so maybe it worked out for the best, but the proper thing to do there would be to That's pretty much what I got from your game, and you did really well. Basically, your lane is the reason Kha'Zix got snowballed, and the snowballed Kha'Zix won the game before the Nocturne, because the Nocturne, he was very farmed. He had a shit ton of farm. He had like 170 CS in the jungle, and he had like 17 stacks on his Pharaoh Flare. Really impressive. I mean, it means that he's an asshole for not ganking. He did die a lot, so he just misplayed that. The Ka was good. I believe that he was a smurf. He was doing really well, and he knew how to play when he got snowballed. He did really well for, I was thinking Silver 5, like he's doing really well for Silver 5. He knew how to snowball, and he knew how to keep coming back to the that was weak. He saw that Lucian was weak, and the Lucian was pushing. And the Lucian was, like, he was just needlessly pushing. He was just auto-attacking minions. Wasn't last hitting efficiently. And he really, like, he got outplayed by the Kha'Zix. And you following up, every time the Kha'Zix tanked, you didn't leave him out to dry. You did pick up a lot of the kills, and you didn't really get any kills till the end. Kind of sucks for you, but the 14 assists really helped you. You had the second most gold in the whole, and you had what? Had the fourth kills on your team. The only person on your team who had less kills than you was Port, and you had the most gold. Other than that, says something about how many assists you got. That you were farmed, and you're so. Don't always worry about the kills. You did get a fuck ton of gold, and when you get assists, actually, you go on assists spree. The more assists you get, more gold you get per assist. Something that people don't know. Integrated into the system for ports, but in your situation, it actually really paid off for you, because you did get a shit ton of gold. Like, if you look, the 9 and 5 guy, you had 400 more gold, and he had 25 farm. So he had 300 gold more farm, and you still had 400 gold, and you had 4 less kills. You had just over half his kills. So it's really, letting him snowball you isn't a bad thing, because splitting the gold up between you two, if he goes mid to fuck that Nidalee, you could get away if he only has 8 kills and you have more. So say you're wrecking bot lane got wrecked anyway, because he was always there. He always went in, he always got a double kill every down. You got that double kill every single time. When he went mid, he could have died under turret, you know, he wouldn't have been able to do that 100 to 0 under turret. So possibly the game would have ended differently if he didn't get those, because they are better in his hands since he's really snowballer champion. So he did good, and Ezreal's definitely the champion to. Good job. And I think that's gonna be it for the night. I'm gonna work on some graphics for the website. If you haven't seen it, it's smashcatgaming.com. Check it out. If you're new to the stream, I don't know if there's anybody new in here. Not too many people have been talking, but